Interface Video, in cooperation with Fairfield Federal, presents Fairfield Today. Brought to you by Fairfield Federal Savings and Loan, Fairfield Medical Center, Fair Hope Hospice and Palliative Care, the Frankie Smith Funeral Home, Fairfield County Adam H., Dagger Law, and the Fairfield County Board of Developmental Disabilities.
Hello friends, and welcome to Fairfield Today. I'm Paul Jackson, your host, and as probably you can see a little bit from behind me, we're not in the big lobby of Fairfield Federal today. We've taken Fairfield Today on the road. Every now and then we're fortunate enough to leave the lobby downtown of Fairfield Federal and go out for what we think is a kind of a big occasion, a big deal, and we enjoy being other places. It's rare, but we get to do it. Well, today is one of those times. We are downtown between Provisions and Park National Bank. We are in that alley right there, the center alley where the Rotary Arch is. And if you haven't been down here to see what's been going on for the past few months, it's completed now, and it's worth your time to come downtown to see. We are in front of a fabulous mural which we'll get shots of, and you'll be able to see what's going on. But the downtown has, in the past, well, I guess 6 or 7 years, but it has taken such a turn for the better. You know, for several years, the downtown was a little dead. There wasn't much going on, no place to eat, no place to park, not much action. You come down here at night and boy, everything was closed up. But for the past, I don't know, 5 or 6 years, the downtown has had such a renaissance, has had such an uptick. It's just amazing. And the latest event in all that is the mural we're standing in front of now. I don't know if it's called the GayFad mural. We'll find out what the official title is from the folks who are behind us. But we'll introduce my first guest today. On my left is Christa Moody. Christa is at Fairfield Federal. We usually see her when we're up there. We get to see her at her desk. She's always so pleasant, so helpful to us when we do the show there. And on my right is Jason Annecy. Jason is the artist, the conceptual person that kind of saw all this and presented several ideas for the mural, and this is the one the committee decided on, and it is fabulous. So let's start out by talking to Christa. I would imagine you couldn't slap that smile off your face because of this mural behind us. This is unbelievable.
Jason and I are so very, very proud of this mural. This project started as a small little Rotary project. It was when I was president of Rotary, I had to choose a project, and I wanted to add to Center Alley because Sherman Rotary has made such a footprint in this alley. And so I wanted to do a mural. I had no idea it would be this scale, but it has just turned out fabulous. And the joy that we have brought to the people in the community, not one person passes through this alley, you don't see a smile on their face. Such joy, and we are so proud of that. In these times, we need that joy.
Well, and I'm interested too, and we'll talk to Jason about this because I think the GayFad theme came from him. But once you settled on this GayFad idea for this mural that's behind us, and again, it is a huge wall. We'll get the dimensions of it from Jason, but it just turned out tremendous. And you were saying that as you worked on this, and Jason obviously worked on it very hard, but as you were here probably almost every day helping him, people would come by and actually some people helped.
Yes, they absolutely did. And one of my favorite stories, we were just getting started on the project, and there was a mother and her little daughter, and she was maybe 4 or 5, and the little daughter was hiding behind her mom's leg. And her mom said she wants to be an artist. And Jason went to the little girl and he says, "You already are an artist," and asked her if she wanted to paint. And she put one stroke of paint on the wall, and her world lit up. It brought her such confidence in herself. She stepped out and she was talking with us and telling us what she wanted to do. It just opened her world. What joy that brought to us. That's what this is about.
And it's been every bit of that. We'll turn to Jason Annecy. Jason, according to Christa, you had several different concepts on what this mural may look like. When you were starting this inception program, and one of them, maybe only one, was the GayFad theme in this, but as soon as I guess everybody saw it on the committee, they said, this is the one.
Yeah, that's true. So I had 8 different concepts. Because we're in a historical downtown, I wanted something that was going to highlight the history, but at the same moment, this is an alleyway that really draws a lot of young people. They come to take photos, they come to hang out. So we thought, what can we do that's going to kind of check multiple boxes, that we're not only going to do something historical, but make a really great space for young people. And so out of all the different concepts, the one that I felt most passionate about, but also was so great to see that the entire committee felt the same way, was about GayFad Studios. So it was a total win-win across the board.
What are the dimensions of this? I don't know what it is, maybe 20 feet wide, but what are the dimensions?
There's 2 murals. So the one behind us is roughly about 23 feet wide by roughly about 23 feet high. So it's almost a perfect square. And then the opposite mural on the long wall would be 96 feet long by 10 feet high.
Right, and we'll have shots of both that, and Shane will put those up and we can look at them. But from the moment you conceived it till now, when we're talking about it, is this pretty much exactly how you envisioned this?
It's better. It is better. When we set out to do this, we felt so passionate about wanting to tell the GayFad story, about wanting to bring something into the downtown that was really vibrant. We really focused on the vibrancy, and I think Christa especially was like, let's go for the bright colors, which was, I loved that nudge. But I think the thing that has just been so overwhelming for us has just been the community time and time again coming through here and sharing their love for the patterning, for the colors. When they learn about the story, so many people have said, I'm going to go home and Google about this. I didn't know. That's the thing that we could have never imagined it would turn out to be so wonderful, but it has made all the difference, especially on the days where, you know, you're working, you're kind of tired, and someone comes by and they say, I'm really, really glad that you're doing this. It lifts you right up, and this is exactly why we're doing it.
So the GayFad theme, we're right across, oddly enough, I'm sure that's aware to you, of the Glass Museum. Did you have any talks with those folks about this or any input from them?
We did. We ended up actually working with the Ohio Glass Museum. We wanted to see if they had any pieces of GayFad glass so that we could reference them in the mural. But also we thought, wouldn't it be wonderful if those visitors that are coming by, they see the mural, they would be able to go across the street and see some of the glassware.
Perfect tie-in.
So we ended up partnering with them, and actually in the window you can end up seeing a wonderful array of different styles that GayFad Studios had produced throughout the years, and you can see some of the actual pieces that are referenced in the mural itself.
How neat is that? Jason Annecy, who is really the artist and conceptual person that got this all going, and Christa, this GayFad theme, this really took hold with you. I know you really thought this was the perfect theme.
It absolutely did, Paul. Fran Taylor was just this amazing woman who, in that time era, women were expected to stay home, have babies, and cook dinner. That's what you did. You did not go out and start a company, but she did. Way ahead of her time. Just did amazing things. She traveled internationally selling the glassware. Just absolutely phenomenal woman. No holds barred. She was afraid of nothing. She stepped out and she wanted something and she went for it. And so that's one thing that I hope if women, young women especially, read about Fran, study about her, learn. You can do and be anything you want to be. And just such a sense of empowerment for women, and that is wonderful.
And again, we are here in the alley between Provisions, which would be in front of us, and Park National Bank, which would be behind us, and we've got these 2 murals, which again we've got shots of. You can see it, but I noticed, and we've only got about a minute left. But I'll tell you, we'll hold off on that because I want to talk about the red door that's at the end. See, I can hear Jason smiling about it already. It's such a cool thing, and we'll talk about that when we come back. I'm with Christa Moody and Jason Annecy, and we'll be back in just a moment because we've got a great story to tell down here, and we'll have more guests as we continue with Fairfield Today.
Fairfield Federal. When it comes to our customers and our community, we go above and beyond to help. Our people make the difference.
We were retiring from Tucson, Arizona, and we made a retirement trip out around Ohio, having decided that's where we wanted to be. And we came across this town called Lancaster, and we fell in love with the downtown area where the fountain is and the memorials and the flags and all this stuff. And we looked around and I said, there's our bank right there.
There's something to be said about a community bank in your hometown.
Right. If you live in the community, you should do business in the community as much as possible. So it makes sense to bank with the community bank where you live.
Fairfield Federal is the bank to be at. If you live in this town, or any town actually, you want to bank at a local home bank. And the employees are happy here, they're conversant, customer service is through the roof. There's nothing more you could ask for.
Personal or business banking, whatever you need, we take it seriously because we know you do. Stop by today at any of our 3 locations and see why the difference is clear. Fairfield Federal Savings and Loan specializes in banking that revolves around you.
Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
The Frankie Smith Funeral Home and Crematory in Lancaster and the Johnson Smith Funeral Home in Baltimore have a long and wonderful history of serving our community. Feel free to give us a call at 740-653-0652. Stop in and see us at either of our 2 locations, 405 North Columbus Street in Lancaster and 207 South Main Street in Baltimore. Respect for tradition, regard for change.
Life is unpredictable. That's why estate planning is important. Estate planning provides you comfort and peace of mind knowing that you're taking care of your loved ones and ensuring your legacy lives on just as you envisioned. You lived a life that is beautifully and uniquely yours. You deserve an estate planning attorney who understands that and creates a plan as unique as you and in the best interest of your loved ones. You deserve the local, trusted, experienced attorneys at Dagger Law.
Welcome back to Fairfield Today. Again, we're downtown on the road. Today is we're in the alley. Of all places, we're in the alley here in downtown Lancaster, and it's really the Rotary International Arch Alley right here. We're behind that center alley between Provisions and Park National Bank is where we are, and we have these 2 fabulous murals, one to my left and one right behind us. You can see a little up, and again, we'll have shots of it on the show, but I would encourage anybody, if you're downtown, and I'm sure everybody comes downtown these days, it's really fun to see. Stop by and just look at this. It is such a fabulous addition to the downtown. So my guests right now are Christa Moody, who kind of became her Sherman Rotary project to do this. Christa's here with me. Jason Annecy. Jason is the artist. He kind of conceived this whole idea and then kind of drove the painting of it and getting it done. We'll be talking to both these folks. But my additional guest at this time is another Sherman Rotary member, but he's not here because of that, although we could have him here because of that. But it's Lancaster Mayor Dave Scheffler. And Dave, it's a big deal being down here for this. It's quite an addition to the downtown.
No question. It's an addition for now and many years to come. And I interrupted Jason so many times when he was painting this project. I couldn't resist coming down and interrupting in this little situation here. So I do have a proclamation I want to read.
Would we be bold enough to ask you to read it to our viewers right now, a proclamation because of this beautiful mural?
Absolutely, and I know you really love whereases.
I do.
So we're going to do a few. We're going to do a few whereases.
Thank you.
So, and I can almost read this without my reading glasses here, so I'm going to take a shot at it. Whereas Jason Annecy has gone to great lengths to discover and research Fran Taylor and GayFad Studios, resurrecting an important segment of Lancaster glass industry history. And whereas Jason has designed a very fitting and delightful tribute to Fran Taylor and GayFad Studios, providing enjoyment for residents and visitors for many years. And whereas Jason and fellow volunteers worked tirelessly for months to complete the installation of the GayFad mural, despite many interruptions by passers-by and members of city administration. And whereas Jason's amazing creativity and work ethic have elevated community art in Lancaster to levels not previously imagined, now therefore I, David Scheffler, Mayor of the City of Lancaster, do hereby proclaim October 5th as Jason Annecy Day.
Wow. Congratulations. There you go.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay. So
That's wonderful.
big glasses to hide the tears, right?
How neat is this, Jason? Did you ever think it would come to this?
No.
And this is for
oh my
you.
gosh, thank you. Thank you.
Well, thank you for this hard work. I know you worked long and hard hours, and I see Dave is here, one of your volunteers. Nick is here. Christa painted. Lots of people painted on it, and it's turned out more magnificent than I think any of us ever imagined that it would.
Thank you. Thank you.
Even Christa's store.
And we're going to talk about it in a little bit because we know that has real significance. But I was mentioning early what a renaissance the downtown has undergone, and I really can't think of how many years it's been, but I kind of remember it was the year that Ale House opened. That was, I don't know how many years that was, 5, 6, 7 years ago, I'm not sure. But it seemed from that moment on that the downtown really started to get a personality, a life. And I was just downtown last Saturday, and I couldn't believe all the people that I saw down here. It was, I believe, a bar crawl, and it was for cancer, and it was a wonderful event. But the downtown was just electric. When you walk down here, it looked like the old days when Anchor Hocking would let out, and people everywhere. It was really fabulous.
Yes, and it's like that every Saturday, Paul. You should come down more often.
I'm in the county, so I don't get out much. But when I do, I come down here, and I am just so impressed with how it looks.
It is, and I look out my living room window and see cars parked in every space down Main Street, and it's just so heartwarming to see that compared to what it was 7, 8, 9 years ago.
And again, like you say, every weekend, that's not unusual to see that many people down here. Every space in downtown is taken. All the parking lots are full. This is a place to be.
Even during weeknights, if you look down Main Street, pretty much every parking space is filled. The restaurants are booming. Good things happening, I guess.
Jason, you got this proclamation from Mayor Scheffler of Lancaster, and I'm sure you're in awe of that. But I think it's an indication of what Christa and the mayor and really what the people of Lancaster feel about this. What a tremendous addition.
It's honestly an honor. It's a privilege to be able to do something like this for the community, but also for the community to feel a part of it. I think that's one of the things that we've especially loved, is that whether it be, someone stopping by and they wanted to put one little brushstroke on the mural, it was the family members that are connected to GayFad Studios telling their story, the Taylor family themselves. They were connected to this work, and so it was just so wonderful to be able to have that connection. And I loved all of the times that the mayor stopped by.
Which was many.
Yeah, it would have been done a couple weeks sooner if I hadn't stopped by so often.
Could have had it done way before the fair. I understand.
But I really want to call out an unsung hero in this, which is my husband. David has honestly been so helpful. He always will say, I'm the working hands, I'm not a painter. But he was here time and time again. All the times that I was at home trying to think things through, rushing around, trying to take care of stuff, he was the workings behind everything. And so I cannot express enough thanks to not only him, but so many other people that really dedicated their time. It was a labor of love. This was all a volunteer project. So for everyone that was involved, I'm humbled by their involvement and the friendships that have blossomed from it.
And you mentioned something, I just wanted to talk about that for a second, that you said so many people talk by, like we mentioned the mayor, and people just wanted to chat with you. It didn't matter what you were working. We want to chat a little bit here. But were there people that came here that had these connections to GayFad that would stop and say, well,
Yeah, there were several individuals that had stopped by and said, I actually worked for GayFad Studios. Wow. So that was a really great time for us to say, wait a second, can we grab some time with you? As much as we're working on a mural, your story is more important. Can we document that story? So we've actually even worked with the local library, with the Ohio Glass Museum, and a few other areas. We have some boxes that are out there that if you have a connection to GayFad Studios and you'd like to have your story documented, just put your information into those comment boxes and we will get in contact with you. Ultimately, the mural is a catalyst. It's a catalyst to be able to get this story out there. And we want to make sure that not only for those that are coming by and talking to us, which we really, really love, but beyond this, we want to be able to document this story because it is such an incredible shining light for Lancaster, but also for the United States. I mean, like, when you really think of Fran Taylor's achievements, when you really think of all that they did, it is exceptional. And so, yes, there were many people. Beyond that, though, I mean, there were so many that came by, had no idea about GayFad Studios.
Sure.
And they just felt really inspired to want to learn more.
Isn't that wonderful?
Yeah.
Isn't that wonderful?
But I will tell you that, much like Christa, some of the most memorable moments were when little kids would come by. There were two little girls that came by at 2 different moments, and they said, "I want to be an artist too." And I said, "You already are. You already are. All you have to do is just believe it and practice, practice, practice. You are an artist. It's not one day you will be, you are. Take ownership over it, make it happen."
Well, wouldn't it be interesting that 15 years from now you're doing something and they'll say, you know, remember years ago in the alley when we came by, you inspired them? Those are the moments that really can change people's lives.
Yeah, I mean, that would be a wonderful outcome and reward for all of this. But I hope more than anything that for years to come, that every time that someone comes into the alleyway, they think of the wonderful effort that came forth to be able to produce these murals. I think it says a lot about the community for how much people got involved, for how much people came by to just say, "You're doing a great job." That was really the pulse of this work. And so beyond that, I just want you to see these murals, see these colors, feel the vibrancy of not only Fran Taylor and GayFad Studios, but this is representational of the vibrance of our city. We have a downtown that is so wonderful. We have so many different offerings here, and the more that you hang out here, the more you're going to run into people that you see all the time, and it's wonderful to just be able to connect, and those are really the cornerstones of a great life, right?
Very good. I'm with the mayor, Lancaster Mayor, Dave Scheffler, Jason Annecy, who was the artist of this, Christa Moody, a Sherman Rotary member, and Dave, we'll give Dave credit for that too. Not only the mayor, he's pulling double duty today as a member of Sherman Rotary. This is their beautiful mural behind us. We've got one more segment to go. Let's step away, but we'll be right back on Fairfield Today.
The moment that you're told that you have cancer, so many things were going through my mind.
I had this pain that kind of doubled over, and FMC got me the help that I needed, so I ended up surviving.
Fairfield Medical Center has helped me get through what was the hardest 6 months of my life.
When I first came to Fairfield Medical Center, she was probably having an allergic reaction. They saved her life, and that's why she's here today.
We are back downtown at the beautiful GayFad Studios mural behind us in the center alley, Rotary International Arch down here. We're between Provisions and Park National Bank. I have my guests with me again, Christa Moody, Jason Annecy, and I wanted to ask you, from the time you started on this with maybe the first stroke or whatever the beginning was to you finish it, how long was that?
It was about 3 months worth of time from the first brush stroke until the very end. We were really blessed, though, that we had great weather this year. The temperatures weren't too hot. We didn't have too many days of rain. But for myself, like, I have a full-time job. So this was a volunteer project outside of a full-time job to be able to complete. But it was truly that labor of love. For all of us that were involved, we were stopping by in evenings, on weekends, taking vacation time. We really just wanted to see this come to fruition, and the more that we saw the community react to it, the more it kept us going. And so everything worked out well.
Well, just thanks so much for all you've done to benefit downtown Lancaster. We've heard the mayor, Christa, obviously other folks stopping by to say thank you. Great job. Sherman Rotary, very blessed to have you helping them.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Christa, we wanted to close it out with a really, I guess, maybe 2 cool stories about the murals here. It would be the one that's facing us. It goes all the way down beyond the alley, way down there, and there's a little tiny red door at the very end, and me being a non-artiste kind of person, I have no idea what that means, but I think you know.
I do know. So back in the very beginning, I asked Jason, will you make a little window for me? Just something very small, doesn't stand out too much. And he's like, yeah, sure, I'll be happy to do that for you. So it was the very last thing that he painted on the murals. And he painted a little door, a little red door for me.
And it is little.
It is little. And he said, as he was painting it, he said, do you know what a red door means? And I said, no, I don't. And he said, in olden times, on your home, when you owned your home, you painted a red door. And he said, so girl, you got this, you own this. But
I can see him doing that.
But more importantly, what I'd like to say about the red door, this mural, I hope and I wish for young women to take away from this project is empowerment. You can do anything that you want to do. And on the other side of that little red door is your future, your hopes, your dreams, your aspirations. Anything you want to do is on the other side of that door. But to get through that door, you have to step through that circle of fear and the what ifs. What if I can't do it? What if I'm not good enough? What if, what if, what if? But if you can get past that, and Fran did, anything you want is yours.
Well, that's the perfect way to end this segment. A real inspirational moment there to have that. And Jason knew what that was going to mean to you.
Yes, it means empowerment to me. And I feel through this, I would never have dreamed when we started this project this could turn out this lovely. And what a gift for our community. Our community has, as Jason said, absolutely embraced this, wrapped their arms around us and supported us and given us words of encouragement when the hot days came and it was tough and we were drinking lots of water, but they came through and it's like, thank you for doing this. This is so wonderful. We had several people come down each day. Well, how much have you got done today? Just looking and watching the progress as we go along. And they got so much enjoyment from it, and I think they actually look forward to coming down each day. And as I think as time goes on, people will look forward. I want to go down and I want to take pictures. So many people already have come to take prom pictures, senior pictures, wedding pictures, family pictures, and that's what we'd hope for. This is a fun place. Come enjoy.
Well, do come down. Again, this is Christa Moody, past president of the Sherman Rotary, who this was her project. Come down and look at these murals here. I have Christa with me, Jason Annecy, who was the artist that conceived it and really made it all happen. So first of all, thanks to both of you for joining us today. Fabulous time right here on Fairfield Today. Thank you.
Interface Video, in cooperation with Fairfield Federal, presents Fairfield Today. Brought to you by Fairfield Federal Savings and Loan, Fairfield Medical Center, Fair Hope Hospice and Palliative Care, the Frankie Smith Funeral Home, Fairfield County Adam H., Dagger Law, and the Fairfield County Board of Developmental Disabilities.